Hi, everyone. Welcome to another California Psychics Live. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be taking questions for the next hour. My name is Carly. I'll be your moderator, and I'm here with Psychic Teagan. Teagan, how are you doing today?
Hi, Carly. Happy New Year. I was just telling you behind this stage that I haven't seen you since last year. I am doing well, although I think I've got this little ascension thing going on with the headaches and stuff like that. And it's goofy. It's crazy because we're in a time right now, Carly, where we are receiving a lot of uploads, downloads, ears ringing, all different kinds of, vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
And our souls are downloading all of this. So they sometimes can make us feel wiped out. So I guess I want to let everybody know that if you are kind of feeling a little wiped out at times, it could be because you're doing a lot of spiritual work and you are really diving into the ascension. It's kind of like when a snake sheds its skin, right? Like we don't need what we have anymore. So we are kind of ascending. So, the ears ringing. I'd love to hear if people are getting all of this in the comments, like the ears ringing, waking up, at, between, 2:45 and 4:30 in the morning, not able to sleep, feeling this pull and this tug. This is your maker, really kind of harnessing you in. So if you're going through a little bit of this stuff, it could be ascension.
That is very interesting. Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Throw in the comments if you feel like, you are going through this ascension, and we can maybe touch on that throughout the show.
That sounds great.
I can see it on my end, but questions are pouring in already. But before we get to those, I want to remind everyone of some of the ground rules. I know we get a lot of new people, first timers here. So today, Teagan will be answering as many questions as she can in the next hour. In order to do that, we ask that you be very specific with your questions. We, Teagan and other psychics, do take more general questions for private readings, but just so we can keep these flowing, if you're asking about a specific person, make sure you use their first name. If you're asking about a deceased loved one, again, make sure you use their first name, not just mom or dad. And then we won't be able to answer any questions about legal issues or anything on health. So any COVID questions, any sickness questions, pregnancy questions, all fall under the health. And then legal questions are things like court cases if you're going to win them, even like lottery. We don't answer those type of questions, but everything else about love and relationships, your career, your life path, maybe your past life, those are all up for grabs, and I'm very excited to see what type of questions we get today.
Yes.
Are you ready, Teagan?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's see. Our first question is going to come from Breezy Brittany. Brittany says, how does Dwayne feel about our separation? Do you see us working out?
Okay. Thank you for your question, Breezy. I'm going to go ahead and just make a quick connection. Okay. First of all, I feel like the break is exactly what the two of you need to do right now. I get the sense that I feel like the two of you are going to return to one another and at least communicate about new opportunities and a new foundation. I feel like your foundation back then was cracked. It's like like the jackhammer guy that has to kind of come in and, bring everything up. This separation and this distance, I feel, is really allowing specifically Dwayne to really kind of look at things through a different lens, if you will, Breezy. And I do feel that there's opportunity for you guys to kind of get down into the thick of things around maybe what has happened. I do feel like you're going to have to pour a brand new foundation if you want this relationship to work moving forward. Because what's that good old saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? There was something broke and it needs to be fixed. And I feel like the separation that's going on right now for you, Breezy, is actually allowing both of you a lot of time to go into that mind and to really say, well, how do I want to be loved now? Because the way that he wanted to love you then and the way that you wanted to love him then, it worked. Okay. But the way that you guys are moving forward is like in my mind, I literally see like the two of wands. It's like you guys are walking side by side, but you're on your own path. Okay. When we are, connecting right now, neither one of you were crisscrossing that path. And I think it's just time because to really say, like, is this person capable of loving me the way that I need to right now? So I do feel there's communication. I don't want to promise a complete reconciliation, but I am going to say that there's going to be some kind of topic of communication that's coming up in the next 2 weeks. And I feel like Dwayne will be initiating that communication. And that does get the ball rolling. So I do feel you have opportunity to communicate and work through some things. And then I think the ball is in both of your courts at that time. But you've got him really engaged as far as thinking a lot. Uh-oh.
Whoops. Man, okay, it's the only time I'll do it this time. Jasmine over on YouTube says, thank you, California Psychics, for the free readings for us. My question is, why am I not able to get a guy, Dill is his name, off my mind for years?
Oh, wow. Okay. So Jasmine, go ahead and close your eyes. Take those deep breaths. And I want you to just focus your exhale on Dill. Give me just 1 second, okay? All right. So a couple of things that I want to instantly tell you that I share is, first of all, I feel like the two of you were kind of two ships crossing in the night. Okay. This comes up a lot of times in readings when I feel that people are just off a bit on their thing, on their timing, or on their path with one another. Have you ever heard that saying, Jasmine, that people come into our lives for a season, for a reason, and a lifetime? I really feel Dill came into your life for a season and a reason. And I mean no disrespect when I say that I don't necessarily feel he was for a lifetime, but I feel like he stepped into your life when you needed love. You needed to be embraced. You needed to feel protective. I feel like you did have a past life with this man, okay? I do feel that there is some kind of a connection that you might have brought in with you into this life. And I know sometimes past lives can be a little mind-blowing, but I feel like there's some kind of energy that you brought in that you had unfinished business to do. But I also hear the two of you were very angelic gifts to one another. So that's why I'm saying I feel that Dill, and the reason why he's always on your mind and you can't get him off of your mind, is because you had your recent past life. You had unfinished business. He came in, he did something. He brought your heart. He might have left. He might have come in and then floated away. But his job was to complete something from long ago, if you will. So I just really feel like your heart is just recognizing this beautiful connection, and I feel like that you have completed that karmic cycle with him, but in your mind it's just like this beautiful energy. It's like this beautiful pull and this feeling of like a soulmate, right? So because he is a form of that. Okay, sometimes our soulmates don't always end up being our partners in life. Okay, and sometimes we have many different soulmates for different reasons. I believe in my heart and soul. Like, you can have a soulmate that's connected as a friend, right? You can have a soulmate that's connected as your lover or your partner, right? So there's lots of different ways to connect with a soulmate. But I feel like if you were to go into like some type of meditation tonight and really just ask your maker to allow your soul to talk to his soul on a perfect soul level, you will not be thinking about him as much, okay? Like, go there and talk to him as if you're talking to him like you and I are talking right now. Speak to his soul, and you'll be able to cleanse and release anything that you're holding on to. And I'd love to hear what you get out of that, because you'll be surprised at, what you dream about during all of that timing too. So I feel he was a season and a reason. He might not be a lifetime in this life, but he was back then.
That is fascinating. And I definitely think, Jasmine, if you do take the advice that Teagan says, I think a second follow-up reading would be great. So Teagan, when's your schedule for the next week or so?
Yep. So the next week, anywhere from 9 to 2 or 10 to 3. And like I said, you guys, I've had a little bit of a cold. So if for some reason I'm on chat, it's because, my voice or whatever. Please bear with me. I promise you I'll get to you.
And what time zone is that? The 9 to 2?
I am Mountain.
So 9 to 2 Mountain time. And then what was the afternoon?
10 to 3.
10 to 3.
So sometimes I start at 9, sometimes I start at 10. So.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Got it. Cool. And then also I want to ask everyone, I see a lot of people in the chat. Go ahead and tag a friend in the comments on Facebook. Say we're doing free readings. Tell them to get their questions ready. I know that there are a lot of people with questions, especially in the new year, how the new year is going to go, how's it going to unfold, what are any roadblocks that are coming, all great questions to ask. And if you're over on YouTube, make sure you hit that bell icon and subscribe to our our feed. You will get updates every time that we go live, so you never have to miss or wonder when we are going to be here. Our next question is going to come from Vanessa. Hello, Psychic Teagan. Love your readings. Do you see Tom proposing on Valentine's Day? Ooh.
Oh, wow. Vanessa, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's take a peek, but I'm gonna throw out a little caveat, Vanessa. Do you really want me to tell you? Because
I was thinking the same
thing. The surprise if that happens. But we're gonna go ahead and see. So give me 1 second. No, he's not. Instantly said. The first thing my spirit guide said is that it's too much of a classical day to do it. This man wants to come up and sneak attack you. And what I mean by that in a loving way, come up behind where you are not expecting this. I do see a ring coming, sweetie. I feel like it potentially could come sometime in February, no later than mid-March, okay? But I do not feel like it's gonna be on the love day. He wants to, Tom wants to really make this something special. So I feel like he's behind the scenes being very like magician-like, making things disappear and making things appear so that it's the perfect night for you. So don't be sad if it's not on Valentine's Day, because it is coming.
Nice. And I was thinking the same thing you were, Teagan. I don't know if I would want to know. I love surprises so much.
Yeah.
But having a general time frame is still good.
Yeah. It'll be in the first quarter of this year for sure, Vanessa.
Nice. Vanessa, I want to update.
Yes, me too. Show us the ring.
Yes. Our next question comes from, this one's kind of generic, but I still want to pick it. I'm just drawn to it. So Becca says, hi, Teagan. Thank you for using your time and energy. What does this year have in store? I'm ready for changes.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, Bika, I like that name. Okay, sweetie. So go ahead and just close your eyes, invite me into your space, and just focus your exhale on your new year, okay? Give me just 1 second. All right, girl. I don't know if you heard the beginning of our Facebook, our live session, but we were talking about ascension, okay? The first thing that I see with you is you are ready. Like there's a light bulb that has gone on in not only your mind space, but in your heart space. I literally am seeing you like the alchemist to your life right now. It is time. You have shed that skin and you are stepping into a brand new cycle. Now there's something big happening for you in the month of April. I feel like April brings something very solid. They're showing me the Page of Pentacles in my mind right now. So this could say to me that something that might have been slow moving for you, maybe even around your careers. I feel like you're going to be mentored. I feel like you could be diving in, craving more information and knowledge. So that happens for me in April. But I also feel this really like big burst of spiritual energy coming from you, Bika. So are you focusing a lot on yourself right now spiritually, really asking the questions and really diving in and trusting? Because in a weird kind of way, I feel like you're going to really start to go down a deeper spiritual path, number one. And I also feel like there is a potential, like it's almost like you're hopping the tracks in April. And you say, what does that mean, Teagan? And I say, well, it's kind of like here you are on the train going one direction and you've been going back and forth like this for a while. Now your train is hopping the tracks, okay? So have you ever read a trilogy, Bika, where you have 3 books, You've just closed the book on your first your first phase of your life, okay? Now you're going into the second phase and you are the author of it. You are going to write it, okay? So I feel like you're in a brand new cycle. I see the world in my mind too, which means accomplishments, completion, ready for a new cycle. So girl, I don't know if you play video games, but I'm saying level up, okay? So I feel like you have paved the way. You have gotten the old energy, the stale energy. You've shaken it off. And now you're really ready to invite the things that are being drawn to you. So I see a mirror. I see a mirror with you, which means that what you're putting out is coming back, sweetie. Major career stuff. You may even be going back to school. You may even dive in to do some kind of spiritual classes, Reiki, crystal energy, whatever, because I am seeing the student energy, but I'm also seeing solid movements forward. So whatever you've been dealing with, that's back there. You've done the work. Don't turn your head and look back there anymore. You've got those blinders on right now. So I feel in April and August, 2 major events, big ones are going to happen. One with your career, one with your heart space in August. I could go on and on, but I know we've got other people because, girl, you should call because there's a lot of fantastic things happening for you because you're doing the work. You're recognizing where you need to let things go. Because also, when we go through a spiritual ascension, sometimes we go, why don't I want to be around the people I usually like to be with? Why can't I go be social? Like, I can't right now. Because we are being called right now, especially with Mercury retrograde, to go inward. So this is a time for you to keep doing you, girl.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, I usually don't pick the more generic, how's my year gonna go, but I felt like she needed to hear that, so I picked her. And speaking of more generic questions, I forgot to mention at the top of the show that at the end, so the last 15, 20 minutes, Teagan will be pulling cards, tarot cards, as well as charms. So maybe you don't want to say a specific person's name, or maybe you're not comfortable putting your question in the chat. You can just ask for a tarot card or a charm pull, and Teagan will pull it and intuitively describe what that card or what that charm means, and then you can take it and put meaning to it behind the question that you have. If you do want to say like a topic, you can say, I have a love question or a career question, and Teagan can kind of see how it would go towards that topic. But you can just say, I have a general question, and go from there. So make sure you stay to the end, because we are going to be pulling those cards and charms the last 15 to 20 minutes of the show, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoy that section. It's a speed round too, so we'll get to a lot of people.
Yes.
So our next question is from Aaron. Thank you for taking my question. I'm out of work for 2 years after a friend betrayed me. I really need a good job. And I'm interpreting, do you see a job?
Okay. Okay, Aaron. Go ahead and just take a couple deep breaths and invite me into your space. Focus your exhale on your career. Give me just 1 second. All right. Literally see you like juggling back and forth, almost like you're doing this kind of juggling act just to try to, find some comfort here. Now, let's see, how do I want to say this? I feel like there's opportunity coming for you around your career, but you feel like you're really juggling and struggling with what direction to actually look for that job in. I feel that's where there's some confusion, okay? I don't feel like your head and your heart are in alignment right now. I feel like you are just going, should I do this job, or should I go into marketing, or should I go into advertising? Should I go into medical, or should I, whatever? The universe can't manifest and make things happen for you until you bring that heart and that head together. Universe is waiting for you, sweetie, to make a decision. They want to give you what you are trying to manifest. It's kind of like that stone that we throw on that, on that pond, right? When it first hits and then it skips. Right now, the universe sees that you are frustrated because someone betraying you. You feel very, there's still anger in there, I'm sure, right? And so your head is saying, I've got to get a job. But your heart is saying, gosh, I cannot believe that person betrayed me. And now here I am in this situation. So that's the juggling act that's going on, sweetie. I would encourage you, not now because it's Mercury retrograde. You don't want to try to manifest anything right now. You want to actually release and let go. After Mercury comes out of retrograde, February 3rd and or 4th. I can't remember which one it is right now. I want you to just really try to find some peace, because I feel like the universe is just waiting for you to go. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to go left, or do you want to go right? Because as soon as you make a decision, you're going to have a couple opportunities popping up, okay? But this is about clarity, and I joke around with my clients on the phone, and I'll say, if you don't make a decision, the universe will make one for you. And sometimes people go, no, wait, I don't want the universe to make it for me. I want to make it on my own terms. Some people say, I prefer that the universe makes it for me, because supposedly the universe has our best interest at heart, right? So I do see a job coming. I want you to hang in there. I do feel you've been through a lot of emotional highs and lows. And I feel like your heart space has just been, you kind of been knocked on the head a little bit. Now you've got to remove all that, that residual, and tell the universe exactly what you want. And I'm telling you, you're going to have a job. You're going to have a couple of options because you're juggling choices. So it's coming. Just focus on making that decision. Nice.
Had to call this one out because I thought it was funny. Andrea looking out for her friend Erin, she's answering you now. We get so many questions in, and there's a new feature on this tool I'm using where you can star different people, because before it was like they were just going so fast that I would have to just pick one in the moment. And now as I see really interesting ones, I'll star them. So, but that also makes it to where maybe someone might have gotten off and they didn't hear their question. So I encourage everyone, watch the full hour. You could have asked your question, 10, 15 minutes ago, but we're just now getting to it. But I digress. I just thought that was funny how she said, Erin, she's answering your name.
Erin.
I'm not,
Thanks, Andrea. You're a good friend, girl. Good friend.
We have about 100 people watching right now. We want to get that number up though, so everyone tag a friend in the comments, get them to come over. If you're on YouTube, just text someone, share the link, and say, get your questions ready. We're answering questions for the next 40 minutes still. And then thank you to people like Jennifer Coates and Kim Morton and Joyce, Joyce Hoke and Michelle Bennett. Everyone over on Facebook, we really appreciate all of you watching. And over on YouTube, we have Marisol and Apana and Alexis and Marianne and let's see who else. Love Angie, Federica, all of you. We would not be here, we would not be able to do these if it wasn't for you watching. So we really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that bell icon on YouTube so you'll never miss a live, because it'll send you a push notification to your phone saying, California Psychics is live right now. I hope everyone does that.
Carly, do you think that if we all started hitting the heart button that we could Mercury retrograde and let's completely boom, California Psychic Live? Let's do it, guys. We hit those hearts. Let's see what will happen. Hit them, hit them.
Thank you so much. Okay, our next question comes from, I really like this one too, because I last week I said, I tell people that are on YouTube, a lot of times people use their business names on YouTube. And so I say, make sure if you use your business name, put your real name in there so we know who we're talking to. And so I
love it.
I put Rob Lemons last week, and I was like, oh, but I think that's a business. I'm sorry. And then apparently it is not. Rob Lemons is my real name. Will I ever become a successful working actor?
Okay, Rob, so no pun intended, but I have to say this. God has given you lemons. Now it's time to make lemonade. Okay. For me, I feel like you are very ambitious. Okay. You are not only ambitious, you are very passionate about what you do. I mean, I do see some struggles. I don't want to say that all of a sudden it's just going to magically appear. I feel like, becoming a working actor takes a lot of dedication, I feel like you've been a little frustrated. And I feel like, Rob, you might have maybe even taken a bit of a sabbatical maybe on pushing things, because what I'm feeling is right around mid-March to early June, I feel like something's popping. They're literally showing me like a pot of water on the stove that, we turn on and we walk away from. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, the pot of water. And we come back and everything's bubbling again. It's almost like my spirit guides are making me feel like that there's some things that are coming up around Hollywood. I have no idea what that's about. Something around Hollywood popping up, and things need to kind of calm down a little bit. Then the ball gets rolling again. So I do feel that you're going to have more opportunity. I do feel that you are going to work one day as an actor. But right now I feel like the time is to pull back, really go inward and be very specific. One of my favorite sayings is specificity guarantees results. What kind of acting position do you want? When people are trying to manifest love or being an actor, I say, don't forget all the details. Because if you say, oh, I want to be an actor, well, all of a sudden you get one job and you were the actor, but you want that continual flow of success, right? So for me, I'm going to tell you, March, April, you could be getting a little carrot that's dangling in front of you, and you are the hungry rabbit. You're going to grab it. There's something else in June that I feel you are going to start moving forward, but it's going to be slow moving to get there, Rob. I do feel you will get hired on as an actor down the road, but I do feel like right now there's something underneath with Hollywood that I feel is brewing. And when that comes up and out, then I feel like game on.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rob, I'll be looking for your names and lights.
Yes. Make lemonade.
Now this next question, we can't touch on some of the medical issues, but I want to pick it just to talk about it in general. Jennifer says, hi, Teagan. So many things have happened. My family has COVID and I almost had to get hospitalized. My grandfather is hidden emotionally after my grandmother Wilma's death. Can you offer anything positive to me on my current life? So there's anything we can look forward to, or help her navigate what's coming in the future.
Okay, that's a great question. And this may take me a minute because there's a lot of energy going on. So just give me 1 second, sweetie. Jennifer, go ahead and close those eyes. Take a couple deep breaths. Just invite me into your space, okay? Okay. I'm over here smiling because the image that I just got, and I know, Jennifer, you've probably been on a Ferris wheel before, okay? I'm literally seeing your entire family just on this Ferris wheel, kind of going around and around and around. And we get that you have been through a lot. But then I all of a sudden saw that Ferris wheel stopping and everything kind of getting off for you. I feel like this was a loop, and it's an unfortunate loop, and I'm very, very sorry that you've had to go through so much. I also feel like that cycle is getting ready to end for you, okay? When I look at what you look like right around mid-March going into maybe the beginning of April, it's like there's this breath of fresh air, okay? Your grandfather is obviously struggling a lot. And I feel like right now, girl, you are kind of, I know this is a tall order and you may be like, Teagan, this makes me mad. I feel like you are supposed to be a beacon to your family when it comes to staying positive and being light. I also feel like you're going through a major transformation with spirituality and things like that. So you may even have, at times, Jennifer, struggles getting out of bed, feeling down and out, just not being able to move forward, right? I do feel, and I know this is weird, sometimes when people pass away, like, you know, of course, it hurts us here as humans, but it kind of jolts us back into a place of why we're here and kind of what we're doing. So my condolences to you and your family with all that you have been through. But girl, I feel like your light, somebody turned it down. Okay. It's kind of like when we look at, here's my analogy, a gas fireplace, and you can walk by it and you can see the pilot light lit, and it's about that big. Okay. So a lot has happened where it turned you down. Now I feel like you are this beacon inside. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I know I want to do something to help. And I feel like you start to turn your light up. So you could be really diving in spiritually, moving forward, asking questions, connecting with people. I don't know why I'm being told to encourage you to maybe talk with someone about what's gone on, you know, with your grandfather and all of that stuff. Because I feel like this is part of your, like, I don't know, like an awakening for you. So I know it's not always good to say that sometimes this has to happen in order for us, and I don't mean it that way, but somehow or another, my guides are piecing all of this to a brand new cycle in your life. Hence why I started out with the Ferris wheel and you got off the Ferris wheel. Oh, you are going through. Okay, good. Oh, I can't hear you.
I was just going to say, she already had some confirmation in there. So
okay, good. So right now I just want you to focus every day. So here's a really great, and this isn't just for Jennifer, this is for everybody that's watching right now. One of my things that I've been doing recently is every night before I go to bed, I say, I intend to wake up in my best possible reality. I say it 3 times. Okay. I go to sleep. I wake up. As soon as I wake up, upon waking, I instantly say, I am in my best possible reality. I'm telling you guys, you are going to put yourself into the energy of the vibe that you need. Jennifer, you were just off path. Universe wants to put you back on right now. So try that. Do that every single night. I'm telling you, you will invite the energy that you're putting out.
I love it. I need to start saying that.
Yeah.
Our next question is from Apana. She says, I've tagged and shared on socials. Thank you very much for sharing. She says, hi, Teagan. Love your hair. I am a songwriter. Do you see me meeting financial success with my songs?
Okay. Thank you so much, sweetie. I appreciate you sharing. All right, let's take a peek. Okay. I close my eyes and ask about your success. I get the 3 of Pentacles in my mind. So I feel like you are going to be collaborating with a couple of people, sweetie. And I do feel like this is part of your mission. Your songs are very, very powerful. Your words are very poetic. They hit heartstrings. I mean, that are really I kind of want to say blowing people's mind a little bit with how the emotions around your songs moving forward. So I'm going to potentially tell you could be dealing with 2, potentially 3 people. Now, the interesting piece, Apana, is that I feel like you can do all this and make your successes just on your social media. I feel like you could go pretty viral. I don't feel like you need the financial success, you know. You say, but yes, I do, Teagan, because I don't have it right now. And you may not have a social media platform right now that's, you know, big enough, large enough. Keep doing you, keep singing, keep doing whatever you have to. Put that on social media. But I also feel like that's why I'm seeing the 3 of Pentacles, because I feel like it could be coming in 3 different ways. You could have social media and you blow up, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you're getting money, incoming streams, and all this great stuff. People are starting to notice you. People are coming in. So I'm going to say yes. Timing for me, I feel like there's a couple small delays. Okay. But I do feel in the end, and I'm going to say by the end of July, August of this year, I do feel like you'll be signed with someone, if not signing yourself and saying, I did this on my own. And then you're hiring somebody to assist you, because I do feel it's going to happen. What you speak, what you sing, and the music you create, the world needs to hear right now.
I love it. I love it. And I just watched a TikTok video, I think it was on Saturday, where it was a guy that just kept putting his songs on TikTok as sounds, and people were using them. And then people, started talking about it. And then the video on Saturday was him saying how he started, and now he has a record deal. So
yes, that's how I feel for her, Apana. Mm-hmm.
So exciting. Apana, I'll be looking out for you too.
Yeah, tag us with your social media. I'd love to hear your songs.
Oh, that would be cool. Our next question comes from Zaneb or Zanib. Why is Shaheed reaching out to me after so long? He hurt me so much in the past, but I still love him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, first of all, the first thing I'm going to tell you is because Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde is, so this particular Mercury retrograde right now, Zaneb, and I am going to dive in. I'm not going to just give you a Mercury retrograde answer. I am going to get a little bit more for you. But typically what happens right now in Mercury retrograde is that it's bringing up all of the things that are below the belt. And I mean that under the table, with things that are being suppressed. So this is a time for all of us to go inward, and we're bringing up all of these personal emotions. And your friend here, Shahad, was probably doing exactly that. He had something within him that he felt, God, I need to bring this up and out. And he started to think about you, and he started to reconnect with you. I don't like to tell people what to do. It's not my job, I don't feel, but I will tell you a little bit of a caveat. I don't know that he's going to be a different version of himself when he does step in. You get to be the decision maker on that. But for me, I just feel like unfinished business surfacing up. He's looking at himself. He's doing introspection work. He probably realized how much he hurt you and the things that he did, and he grew up. And now he wants to tell you about it. And he might not give you all of the information, but he may just reach out, dangle that little carrot in front of you again, just to see if you will nibble. Okay. And so I tell people all the time, listen to what they have to say. You might regret it if you don't. Hear what this guy has to say. But I don't know that he is going to step back in and want to dive into the relationship. I think this is some of his own stuff, retrospect, going back, that he feels super guilty about the way that he handled things, and he wants to make some things right with you. So I feel like it's in a weird kind of way, like a closure emotionally, but also he wants to kind of open up a little bit too. So just be careful. I don't know that he's done all the work needed. I see that you've done a lot of work, but I don't know that they have done all the work that they need to do on their end in order to come back together and be magnetic with one another.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, I heard about that. This Mercury retrograde was all about people coming back, and got to be careful sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question comes from David. Good evening, Psychic Teagan and California Psychics. I appreciate everything you do for us, and thank you. I just have a question dealing with finances. When will my luck change with my finances?
Okay. Hi, David. Thank you so much for your question. Give me just 1 second. Okay. So interesting. When I connect with you, David, I don't know why I'm seeing all kinds of air signs. I'm seeing Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know if you are one. But it's I'm seeing swords coming in. So I feel like there is a lot of communication around finances getting ready to pick up for you. Now, I am hearing the number 6 and 8. So I'm going to say that this could be as soon as 6 to 8 days. That may be a little too soon, but I like to give you best case scenario, worst case scenario. 6 to 8 days, 6 to 8 weeks, by June or August at the latest. But I feel something's brewing. I also feel like, I don't know why I want to say this, but it's almost like I'm looking at a portfolio. It's almost like I'm looking at where, and you're trying to kind of make up for some things. I feel like right now you needed to move away from that energy and allow everything around you to just kind of calm. I also feel like emotionally something was in the way with your mind at the time too. Okay. Now you say, what does that have to do with any of this? I just feel like you were distracted, and I feel like the universe, was distracted with you at times. And I do feel like money is going to it's not going to grow in trees, but it's going to start to grow. There's an olive branch. The reason, I see this olive branch and I do see an extension of it. So I'm going to say the latest would be June and or August, but I also feel something brewing for you in 6 to 8 weeks. So I'd love to hear what pops up for you, because I feel like there's some kind of an investment opportunity, or there's something where you might be able to make your money. I don't want to say, make it back fast, because I don't really know if that's possible, as quickly, but I do feel like you are, I don't know. It's like you're closing a cycle and putting your mind into a whole new different group of thoughts. Whatever you were doing in the past, I feel like there might have been some betrayal, or there might have been some, not with you, but whoever you were working with. And I feel like you just have to keep yourself protected around money and finances right now. But overall, I do feel like you are going to come out of this okay. You may feel like, I feel like I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul at times. You're going to get back on track. 6 to 8 weeks, something might be dangling in front of you.
Very nice. Now I'm not sure if this next question is too vague, because we don't have a name of the mom, but I wanted to ask it anyway, and we can get your opinion. Teagan. She says, "Hi Teagan, it's my best friend's birthday today. Her name is Taja. She wants to know if her mom is around her today." So we don't have the mom's name, so I don't know.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Amadi, I think that's her name, Amadi. What a beautiful thing for you to reach out for your friend. You're a beautiful friend. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. So I know this sounds so like kind of cliche, I guess, but you bet your biffy she's around her daughter. As a matter of fact, like I actually can see the candle. It's like she's having a candle, blowing out her own candle for her daughter. I don't know if they shared a birthday or if they're both Aquarians, but I keep seeing a star, which obviously would represent the Aquarius star. But I'm also feeling something around, I don't know if her mom's name was, or she's named after a constellation, or if there's something around stars, because she is showing me a ton of stars in the sky. So I feel like this is her bright light, maybe even, celebrating with her daughter. But I also feel like there is some kind of hidden message around the star. So I ask you these couple of general questions. Does your friend Taja have a star somewhere tattooed on their body in representation of their mother? Was their mother somebody that always wanted to look at the stars, gaze at the stars, talk about constellations? Okay, great, Debbie. Was she kind of like spiritually, really like evolving, but maybe wasn't quite sure how to, because, it was kind of taboo back in the day, right? So I feel like she is, I'm also seeing like this headband, like I almost want to call it like a babushka. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's kind of wrapped around her head. And I see her like picking flowers and digging in dirt. So I feel like she's maybe picking these flowers for her daughter to say, hey, happy birthday. And I'm also feeling like, once again, the stars. So maybe she's supposed to go out tonight and just gaze at the stars, and her mom, she's going to feel her mom's energy too, because it's like I'm seeing them shooting stars. So absolutely 100% she's with her today. She's actually really, really proud of her. She's been through a lot. And maybe what her mom is saying is that I can't really discern if it's her mom is saying I put her through a lot when I was here, or she has just recently been through a lot here recently, because I'm telling you, if there were fireworks in the sky, your mom is shooting these fireworks of stars in my mind. So she is 100% with you today, and is often. Just got to call her in.
That is so sweet and good to know. And I hope, oh wait, I think she said, oh wow, I have flowers on her altar.
Yay.
Very sweet, and I'm glad that Teagan was able to connect with her for you. She says, I love when we get confirmation. So thank you for confirming. It makes this more of like a two-way street instead of us just talking out there.
Yes. And happy birthday to you, sweetie.
Yes, happy birthday indeed. Our next question, we're going to do a few more regular questions, and then we'll switch over to the charms and the tarot cards. Reminder, if you don't want to ask a specific question right now, hold out a little bit longer and we'll get those ready. But let's see. Callum says, is Kate the girl people said I'd meet? Is Kate the girl?
Ooh. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. It's interesting because I feel like she is a representation of what a lot of people might have predicted that you were going to meet, but I feel like something's throwing you off because it's not like check marking in all the places. I feel like this person has, what's the word I want to use? Characteristics, but I still feel like there's one more person I feel like you're supposed to be meeting too. And then you make a decision based on these two people. So I feel like she comes with similar qualities that maybe some of the intuitives have been giving you, but I also feel like there's someone else coming because I see a choice. I don't just see one. So I ask you really quickly, Callum, and if you don't have time to respond, that's okay. But like, I feel like you're doubting. I feel like you could potentially be going, wow, is this the one? I feel like there's something off and maybe your mind is trying to fit the round peg into the square hole or something like that. Does that make sense? Like you're trying to force it to fit? Because it's almost like I see her having a lot of the qualities, but I also see someone else having a lot of these qualities. So here we are on the teeter-totter, right? But I do believe she is one that you will choose from.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I think it deserves follow-up question too. Do you want to remind everyone, Teagan, when you'll be online this week?
Yes, between 9 and 2 and 10 and 3.
Mountain time.
Yes, mountain. Mm-hmm.
Sounds great. Our next, and I have been forgetting to mention, we have a promo code. So if you are new to California Psychic, so if you have never gotten a reading before, create an account today and plug in Live 5 right here. Ooh, this way. Nope, this way. Live 5 when you're creating your account, and you'll get $5 free added to your account. So if you buy a $20 package, you actually have $25 to go towards your first reading. It's, $5 can go a long way, especially if you're a new customer and you're using that $1 a minute promo. It is very useful. And if you don't like having phone calls, I know I don't really like talking on the phone that much. I will if I need to get a psychic reading, but we also have a chat feature. The chat function is fantastic. It lets you have your readings on the go. You can kind of pull over on a little quiet room without having to be on the phone and worry about people listening in or kids in the next room or something. It's really easy to have that back and forth text conversation with a psychic, and you get just as much information. And you also get a chat transcript. A lot of times you're on the phone, you hear your psychic and they're telling you all this information, you're trying to write it all down. But if it's a chat reading, you can print out your chat transcript, see when those timelines come about. It is very, very useful. So again, if you are a new customer, please use the promo code LIVE5 when you create your first account, and you'll get $5 extra. And if you have been with us for a long time, like I know we have a lot of existing customers in the chat, be on the lookout for promos. Check your email. I know our team is always having those promos out, and look forward to hearing everyone. Okay, one more question before we move over to the charms and the tarot cards. Who is this going to be? Let's see. Oh, we already have people asking for charms and stuff. Okay, one more question, guys. One more question. See, Christopher says, this is my first reading ever. Is there a career move in the future for Joanna and Chris Parker's cooking business? It's family powered. Thank you, Teagan.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand the question. So you're looking into a career with a future family business, like maybe restaurant, cooking, that kind of thing. Is that how I'm reading it?
That's how I get it too. Is a family cooking business? Is he having any luck moving into this?
Okay, all right. Give me 1 second. Okay. I do feel like this has been a wish of someone in your family or you for a very long time. I feel that there has been some delays around some things. And I feel like there could potentially be a couple of more delays. But Christopher, I do not want you to stop here, because when I closed my eyes and I asked that question, I literally saw you very successfully in business, very solid. I feel like right now you could be biting off a lot. My dad always used to say, Teagan, how do you eat an elephant? And I'm like, well, who wants to eat an elephant, Dad? And he's like, one bite at a time. Okay. So I feel like right now I want you to go in and take the tiny chunks. I don't want you to go in and get the big bite. I feel, once again, this is a timing thing. They're showing me the two ships kind of crossing in the night in the past. I feel like this is something maybe that your family even did that you're trying to kind of continue on, or this is something that is just near and dear to your heart space. And so when there's passion and there's your heart is just on fire and moving forward, there's successes around it. And I feel like in the last maybe couple of years, you might have tried to do this and the timing just wasn't right. Once again, I think I said this earlier, that round peg, that square hole kind of thing. I actually see the Ace of Pentacles in my mind very solid. So I feel like this could take some time. Cross your T's, dot your I's, especially if it is a restaurant business. And I do feel you could potentially be signing some kind of contract. I don't know if this is a contract for your space or lease. Okay, bakery, cafe. Okay, great. I feel like you could be actually potentially signing something in March. Okay, end of. Okay, not early part. I feel that there's still a lot that needs to kind of happen in order. And that could get a little bit of a delay because they did tell me earlier, a little bit of delays. But I do feel like somebody is ready to, I don't know, it's like the visual that they're giving me is that you've thrown your fishing pole out into the pond and a couple people are nibbling on it. Okay. But nobody was, you weren't allowed to reel it in, if you will. This next time that you throw that fishing pole out and you really I want you to be super 8 of Pentacles. You're like, oh, great. What does that mean? Put those blinders on, stay focused. Don't let anything on the outside sparkly, shift you. Don't ever tell me. Another great thing. Don't ever tell anybody what you're doing next. Because if you do, they're like, oh, you can't do that. No. All that negative energy, right? So I would tell you to go into that heart space. I do believe that the universe wants this to happen for you. It might not happen in the end of January, February, but I do feel in 2022, if not in the month of March, sometime in 2022, you will have that bakery. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are going to move over to the final part of our show where Teagan pulls tarot cards and charms. So if you have a specific topic, you can just say, pull a love card for me, or my questions about love, pull a charm for me. Or you can say dealer's choice, and then Teagan, whichever you prefer to pull at that moment, you can go ahead and pull it. But go ahead, everyone, drop that in the comments right now. What type of card or charm do you want? And Teagan will interpret it for you. So Tori says, will me and Allie reconcile? Charm, please.
All right, let's do this. Let me just dump them all out and then we will get you an answer. Okay, and your first name is Tori. All right, Tori. Allie and Tori reconcile. Right now, I feel like it needs to be buried. This kind of reminds me of the death card. No disrespect, don't freak out. Somebody needs to rebirth. Okay, I am going to get another charm because this says to me that somebody probably shut down, maybe went in, there was an ended cycle, and we know that. So I'm going to get one more card or one more charm here to see. And what do we have? I have them connected. Isn't that funny? So this is a powerhouse couple energy right here. I have both a crown of a king, a crown of a queen, and the key. Okay. Right now, somebody needs to go through their own transformation. Somebody needs to go through their own kind of introspection. Okay. So according to these, over a little bit of time, I do feel that there is potential reconciliation, is what these charms are saying.
Very nice. I love those charms. They're so cool. Okay, next one is Stephanie says, may I have a charm for 2022?
You bet you may. Okay, so I know you're like, Teagan, what the heck is this charm? This charm reminds me of the Queen of Wands, okay? I almost feel like this is kind of the tiara that goes on the head. So, Stephanie, number one, you stepping into queen energy in 2022 with this, placing on your head, okay? This is about taking action. This is about showing your spunky side, your playful side, but yet your go-getter energy. I don't know if you are a Leo, Sag, Aries energy, but I'm getting goosebumps all over my face because I feel like this is the year for you to almost like step out of your skin and step into that queen of, wear that tiara, girl, wear it proud, and move forward with your confidence. It's like you're super bright. You're getting a lot of attention around something too, Stephanie. So put on that tiara and make it happen, girl.
Love it. Rita wants just a general card, please. So we're switching over to tarot.
You got it. Okay, what does Rita need to hear?
Oh.
Rita's got something. Rita. Well, look at this. Sweetie, there is some divine energy all around you, my dear. You got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is one of my favorite cards in the deck because unlike the Aces, this is the only card in the deck that does not have people on it. This is a card of divine timing, divine communication. It is said that these 8 wands are Cupid's arrows that have been launched in flight, that are coming down from the heavens, and they haven't landed yet. So a couple things I want to say about this card, because you just asked for a card, so I'm going to go in a couple different ways. You potentially could be meeting somebody online. You could potentially also be traveling somewhere here soon. You could also have somebody divinely trying to connect with you on the other side right now. I also feel like there's some kind of communication that's coming in for you that you've been patiently waiting for, or you just could be just taking up your own personal trip and enjoying. This 8 of Wands is the universe has your best interest at heart because they have sent down these beautiful love arrows to you that have not landed yet. So you got some really beautiful stuff coming up. I love this card.
That is a very beautiful card.
Oh, and then I got the King of Swords underneath. So, woo-wee. Could be hearing from a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius.
That is awesome. Amanda has a question. Greetings, Psychic Teagan. Amanda here. Ooh, today, dealer's choice.
Oh, I like that. All right. I really feel like maybe I need to get a card for you. I don't know. They just feel good in my hands for you. But maybe I'll do.
Uh-oh, another popped out.
A couple poppers. And when they pop out, it's usually a message for you. All right, so you say, okay, Teagan, what did you throw? You chose for me. I've got the 9 of Swords. I don't want you to freak out. I've got the 9 of Swords, and I also have the 4 of Swords, okay? I want you to visually think, okay, so the 9 of Swords is brain chatter. Okay, it's about sometimes self-induced brain chatter. Mm-hmm. It's about staying up at night late, not being able to sleep, maybe even feeling a little anxious, but your mind is super busy, okay? This card, these 2 cards, and I know you got 2 today because they came out at the same time. The 4 of Swords is one of also a card that I like to refer to as the 4 R's. Amanda, it's time for you to rest, restore, rejuvenate, and recover. It's time for you to get out of that headspace, right? You know, that voice in our head that doesn't pay rent. It's not allowed here. We're kicking them out, right? Because I feel like here recently you might have gotten in your own way. You might have like went into that head where you were telling yourself, you know, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. I am here to say that yes, you can, girl. And that was just mind chatter. Kick that person out, right out. And I'm talking about the voice in your head, because this is about finding a sense of calm, a calm, cool collection kind of energy, right? And it's about taking care of you because you've been on the go, on the go, on the go. So I feel like these 2 cards are saying, get out of that head and go play. Go do something fun for you.
Oh, that's a good one too.
And take care of you.
Yes. Rukia says, hi, question. It's about my new job and it's Teagan's preference.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get some charms going on here too, because they're so much fun. Ooh, 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 ooh. You go, oh, what is it? What is it? So this is my little seahorse, okay? And I connect this seahorse to the heart space because the seahorse lives in the water, right? So I feel like your new job is maybe moving slow. It may be moving slow and you're trying to decide if, you know, you're really liking it. But with this guy popping up for me, it says that you are eventually going to love it. I just feel like right now, emotionally, or, you know, maybe even just in the mind, it's so much, it's overwhelming. It's like, you know, 2 Tylenol with a fire hose. And you're like, wait, slow down. How do I do this? As soon as those emotions and maybe even a little bit of frustration start to calm down, good old slow and steady always wins the race. And this says to me that it's going to warm your heart when you get there. So I do feel you're going to be fine. Allow yourself a good 30 to 45 days to just take those small bites. Don't try to eat the whole, you know, the whole elephant, if you will, tiny little chunks, and then you're going to end up loving it. I do feel. Let me get you one more, though. I feel like I need to get one more. Oh, yeah. Look at that. The sun, the star, you know, the sun, very like, in the tarot, this would just be straight up the sun card, which is like the happiest card in the deck. So you've got brighter things coming, my dear. Stay focused. Take your time. You'll be fine.
Love it. Alexis says, any news for 2022? Any card or charm, please? I can use the clarity.
All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. This one wants to come out. Excuse me. Alexa, stop. Show up and come on. Because you said it. Right?
It is.
Okay, so what's super crazy is I got this. Okay, I get, first of all, the initial A. So I'm going to say that with the A coming up for you specifically, I'm going to say, I don't want you to feel bad about making it all about you right now. 2022 does need to be around you. I feel like something came down that might have just made your mind go, I don't know which way to go right now. Okay. And I feel, I want to get another charm. And I feel like with that A coming up, it's like you're getting ready to get into your A game, if you will, because the A's are just initial. Sometimes they show up like for love readings, you know, who person. So if you are single, could also be maybe potentially meeting somebody with an A. Okay. But then I also get this beautiful wheel, which is a completed cycle, which says that you've closed a chapter and you're moving forward. So make 2022 about you. And Alexis, I can't say it too loud. Look at all those. I mean, look at 2, 2, and 2. That's a vibration of 6 just in the year 2022. Add your birthday to it, break it down, give it a single number. Dive in, spiritually check it out, because I feel like, I don't know, there's powerful numbers around you. And that's why I'm focusing on the 2022. It's about you and your ascension. It really is.
That's the theme for today.
It sure is. Yeah, it really is.
Today. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then a quick note, because you reminded me at the beginning of the year, I can't believe we're almost in February already, but we did a blog that was the numerology breakdown of 2022. So the whole year and what this year is going to be about, and in general. So I highly recommend go to our blog. It's probably not on the homepage anymore because it came out a couple weeks ago, but just type in numerology 2022 and it really gives you a breakdown. And I think if I remember correctly, it even tells kind of what you said, Teagan, about putting your birth date in there too, to see what it means for you specifically. So definitely give that a read. And if you have any other numerology questions, we do have a whole category of psychics that do numerology. Check them out on our website or on our app. You can just search the filter numerology and you'll see all the psychics that are online at that time. And it's really interesting. So I highly recommend it. We only have 3 minutes left. Where did the time go? Oh my goodness. So let's see.
Rapid fire?
Yes, rapid fire. We are going to do a question for Diane. Love charm reading, please.
Just in general, huh? Nothing specific? All right, got it. Okay. The charm that I got for you is about laughing, having the inner child, bringing out the inner child and being super playful. This one was close and attached to it. And so you say, what does that mean, Teagan? I feel like it's time for you to focus on you, laugh. There's a lot of things going on in your world that has caused you to kind of, well, I mean, look at our world right now, right? Like we have to think, there's so much fear going on in the head. And this is saying, get out of your head, be playful. There's something very solid coming for you. This is like a little purple ruby. It's also like, or not a ruby, like an amethyst color. So it says to me that spiritually, I feel like you feel very maybe closed off, shut down. And I feel like Spirit is saying, we're waiting for you. Come on, talk to us, engage with us, bring us into your life. I feel like Spirit guide maybe, a loved one even. But this is saying laugh. It's been, laugh and enjoy and just, what are they saying? Okay, hold on. It's like they're saying, joy is all I'm getting. It's like, I don't know if you have someone that's crossed over, Diane, by the name of Joy, because I'm literally taking the word joy as be joyful with yourself. You've worked really hard. It's time for you to maybe step back and just laugh. Go jump in that puddle, after it rains and go eat the ice cream for dinner instead of having dinner. Like bring out that inner child within you.
Nice. Angelica would also like a love charm, please.
Oh, a love charm. Okay. For Angelica, what do we got here? All right. Okay. So the charm that you got is it's a little cat, okay? I refer to it as the 9 of Pentacles. And so what this says to me right now, Angelica, is that I feel like you potentially are single right now. Okay. If you are not, and you say, well, I'm in a relationship, there is something that's beautifully growing. But for me right now, I feel like this is about you being in a relationship with yourself. Okay. I am going to get another charm here. Let's see. I feel like right now it's about you loving yourself, being in a relationship with yourself. And what do I got here? Yep. Because there's the hearts. Okay. That's relationship coming. But first, you got to get past some of this stuff in the past. You know, a lot of times when we go into like relationships, we leave the last one. Sometimes we take, you know, baggage. People call it baggage. I say, you know, we all have it. Just find somebody that loves you enough to help you unpack, right? So I'm saying right here is that you need to focus on you and keep doing this beautiful independence. You don't need them to bring you gifts. You don't need them to bring you money. You can do it yourself. And that's the difference right now, Angelica, because this is what I see. I see a beautiful commitment. These are two hearts connected. And I see you in a relationship here soon. The relationship has to start with you first.
That is awesome. And I can't believe we're already at the top of the hour. We're done. But we will be back next week. So next week, let me see who we have real quick. It won't take me a second. Sorry, I should have remembered. Next week is Psychic Suki. So Psychic Suki will be here with us. She's only been here a few times, so I'm really excited. It usually happens when we have 5 weeks and 5 Mondays in a month. So I'm very excited for her to join us next week. Please stop by. You can have your same questions if you didn't get picked, or if you did get picked, follow-up questions. We will be here again, same time next Monday. It is 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central. And we'll take the entire hour to answer as many questions as we can. And thank you so much, Teagan, for stopping by and doing these readings. I know everyone really appreciates it and loves your style. So thank you for your time. And remember, everyone, if you've never gotten a reading with California Psychics before, create an account today. Do it right now and use the promo code LIVE5 to get $5 extra added to your account whenever you do get that first reading. So again, see everyone next week. Teagan, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.